Hey, what's up, people?
Captain to the Raw Brilliance Podcast.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
It's the Raw Brilliance Podcast.
We do it for the hip
Yeah.
culture.
With Mr. J in this motherfucker. Oh, behave.
We back for another one, man. We got a very special guest. Somebody in the art world, man. Somebody who I've been peeping out for a minute on social media, on Twitter mainly. I started following him a while back because we have some mutual friends that, I don't know, they're his friends, but they're on Twitter, so we follow, like the same people. And I ran into his work, man, and I love it, bro. It's gorgeous. I'm definitely about to give me a couple pieces or whatever, so I had to try and bring him on the show and get his thought process and coming up with his pieces and all that. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Huey Dynamite. What's going on, my brother?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. I'm blessed. Glad to be here. I just came back from Vegas, so I'm...
Ooh, I love Vegas, bro.
I
love it. I know you still hyped from that.
Yeah, man, it's different. I mean, what got me first was the time difference. So, my sleep schedule was thrown off. But yeah, I was attending day in Vegas, that whole festival. So it was live. It was crazy. I got to see a lot of artists in one setting.
Yeah,
it was a experience, to say the least. It was great. But yeah.
What was the name of this event?
Day in Vegas. So it's a 3-day event. They had headliners like Kendrick on Friday. They had Travis Scott, but the whole so they switched it to Post Malone. And then Sunday they had Tyler the Creator headlining. And it was like every hour on the hour they had several artists performing on like 3 different stages. And so I mean, like, there was always somebody to watch and listen to. It was live.
Yeah,
whole bunch of people. Yeah. But
that sounds amazing, bro. I'm surprised I didn't even hear. I was in Vegas back in when I go in April, end of April, early May or something like that. I was out there for about a week or whatever. Just I ain't had no festival or nothing. I just like going to Vegas, bro. I just like to go out there and gamble a little bit, wild out for a minute. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's dope, man. I can't wait to start back going to festivals. I've been a little bit nervous about the festivals, you know what I mean, with everything going on with COVID, but I got vaccinated and stuff, so I'm still just cautious, you know what I mean? It's been like 2 years since I really been outside like that, but yeah, man, I'm finna jump back into it though, man. It's about that time, to start throwing away the fears and all the anxieties about this whole COVID thing, man, and start getting back to life. So I'm glad you did that, bro, and got to experience that, man. But you are an artist, man, and this show, I started it, man, because I just find art in general fascinating, man, and I love the artists and their stories and how they do it, how they come up with ideas and the creations, from musicians to dancers to painters like yourself to graffiti artists, just all across the spectrum, bro. Like I just love this whole world and this culture, bro. So, and I love to find people who haven't, like popped yet, but got the talent to be on that level. You know what I mean? And I think you're one of those people that got that talent to be doing dope ass art galleries and shit like that, man. But so, for sure, man. So what's like your background? Where you from, my brother?
So I was born in Newark, New Jersey. So far East Coast, down to Texas. Well, I mean, I moved down with my family. We moved to Tennessee first. I don't know what was up with that, but we just try to find a spot to live. And we did that. I first moved out when I was 12, 13. We moved to Tennessee for a bit. Then we moved down to Texas. And so I've been around here for about a decade. So it's like half my life, New Jersey, other half, Texas.
And you, and you, coming in Texas, you are from like what side of Texas are you on? Because it's a big state, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the Dallas area. So
okay. Nice. Yeah, bro. That's a different vibe up there, bro. It's a little bit different from the rest of Texas up there.
yeah, you noticed,
Right?
like, because you said you're in Austin, right?
Yeah. I'm in Austin but I'm from a town called Somerville. But
Oh,
yeah, I was born on the East Coast too, in Chicago. I stayed up there till I was like 4 or 5, and then we moved back down here with my family in Texas or whatever in the country, bro, like in the sticks. So
yeah.
I don't really know much about city life other than, being grown as a kid. I was just, on horses and hunting and fishing and shit like that. So, yeah, I'm that type of Texan,
Oh,
bro.
that's cold. That's cold. No, I honestly, I dig that. Honestly.
Yeah, man, shoot. Yeah, but that's dope, bro. But what got you into the art, into, painting and creating, bro? Like,
Well, I mean, I've always been in the art. I've always been drawing. The very first time I drew, really, as far as focusing, I was a little kid, and I vaguely remember this memory. But I think I was around 4 years old, and I went over to Canada where my cousins used to stay. And a friend of my cousin, he was an artist himself, or like he was trying to be an artist, and he'd always draw these Dragon Ball Z comics.
okay.
And I remember like watching him draw, and I'm like, dang, that's kind of cold. I had never seen anybody kind of just like go with it. Like he was in a zone going with it.
Yeah.
And my 4-year-old mind, I was like, oh, that's cold. And I remember like when I got to kindergarten, I'd always pack like whatever paper I found, whether it was a napkin, whether it was on some like a card, like an index card or any piece of paper. I just bring it and I start drawing with crayons. And I'd be drawing on the back of assignment papers. I'd be drawing on toilet tissue if I could find it. I'd always be doing that. So I'd always been into the arts, right? As I grew up, around 4th grade, I had a really, really, really good art teacher. I had 2 really good art teachers, right?
4th grade?
4th grade. I remember her, and it sucks that I'm telling the story, but I can't remember her name. But
hey, man, that's a long time ago in the 4th grade, bro. That's hard to remember all year.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like if I saw it, I'd remember, right?
Yeah.
But it was this it was this Black woman, and she, I don't know why she wanted to invest time in me, but she was like, you have a gift for this. And it was those little things. She was like, no, I mean, everybody would draw whenever we had assignments, and she'd always be like, she'd look at my paper just a little bit longer, I noticed, and she'd be like, what were you trying to do here? Like with other people, she'd be like, oh, that's a good drawing. Oh, that's a good drawing. That's a good painting.
Yeah, right.
And then she'd look at me and she'd be like, what are you trying to do here? And I'd tell her like, I was just, trying to draw something from what I saw today. I wouldn't be drawing much. At least I don't think I remember. I'd be drawing like dragons or like characters that I would create from my imagination, just to mimic like the Dragon Ball Z or the shows I'd watch. And I guess she would she paid attention to the sort of theme I'd have, apparently. And she's like, you know what, I want you to start coming after school for this art club, right? Yeah, and so I was the youngest member of it. She was like, everybody say hello. He's the youngest member, teach him everything you know. And ever since then, it was kind of like, oh, I've always liked drawing, but her sort of
like up your level and your intrigue to it.
Absolutely. Like it was, I didn't know it until, I grew up and understood what she was trying to do. I wasn't paying any mind. I thought she was just like, okay, cool. Like it's another, and I get to do something more. I get to draw a little more. That's cool. But
Yeah.
you know, um,
And,
learning what I had learned,
mm,
uh, you know,
that right there was like your gateway to like becoming uh this person here. And that's what's so important about teachers, bro. Like if you got a good teacher, like they really impact your life. And that's what makes me mad about a, it's a lot of teachers out there who just are just there passing time, getting a check, you know what I mean, when they can really affect a child's life. I've never had a teacher like that, bro, until I got to college. After I got to college, and I started writing and stuff. I took a writing class or whatever, and I had a professor who had took a liking to my writing and stuff like that, and told me that I could really do it. I had never, I always knew I could write and make up stories and stuff like that, but I never thought of it as being a job, like because I was always like an athlete and stuff like that. So I was just into sports, but I never thought that I could turn writing into a career, you know what I mean? Like I could write for TV or I could, you know, do these type of things that I'm doing today. And it's all because of her, that professor at Texas State who pushed me in that direction and just gave me that confidence that I could do it, you know what I mean? And confidence is so important in young minds, especially at that age that you were in the fourth grade. You're so impressionable. Like, and
absolutely.
yeah, man. So that's like super dope that that teacher was put into your path on purpose, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's not just some random thing. For her to see your talent that young and see your potential is a special thing, man, and a blessing. Because a lot of kids who have talent, they get overlooked and just go in the system, or not in the system as far as jail, but just stay in like the school system and get looked over. You know what I mean? So that's really dope, bro. That's like really dope, man. But what type of is is there like a certain point where you decided to like really go at this, like at a certain age, or was it like in high school when you was like, I could really do this and sell my work? You know what I mean? Actually, folks who would pay for my work.
To be honest with you, it was it was last year. Let me tell you,
Oh wow.
uh, uh, in college, I had gone to school for engineering.
Okay.
I chosen civil engineering, and so I was taking classes in that. But I was sitting in the classes, excuse me, and I was talking with other students, and I'd realized, or talking with my peers, and I'd realized I wasn't really integrating well. I
Mhm.
wasn't. It wasn't like the work was too difficult to where if I had pushed myself, I would have passed through. But the drive wasn't there, and I would always ask myself why. Um, uh, Before I'd gone to college, I'd kind of put down the art thing. I'd do it on the side, right? But during college, I found myself drawing a little bit more, taking more activities that involved anything art related. I got a tablet in college, so I started like doing digital work, started getting into that more. I got into this. I got into a school. What's it called? A school run marketing team.
Okay.
That would design posters and advertisements for the school. So doing all of that, I'm like, why am I? Because I'm not I'm not joining engineering clubs. I'm not going to these seminars. I'm choosing to do this marketing thing. I'm
Right.
choosing to do more tablet work than sometimes assignments at some points. And so I'm like, if I'm doing that, why am I even in this engineering thing? Right.
Right.
And so, but at the same time, I didn't want to go to art school because I had heard so much bad things from art school, or like how critical they are. I was in my head, I'm like, who are you to tell me how to, do my work? And that was sort of a weird way to think, but I mean, um, I just went along with how I felt.
Mm.
It wasn't until my friends had pushed me. They're like, "Why don't you just start painting?" And I was like, I don't know why I never thought about it before. And they're like, "Why don't just start painting? Like, just do it."
You had never painted before?
I mean, I painted, but I never,
Hard
focused.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd really just painted for class.
Gotcha.
Right. And so my friends, while we were also in this club, we had an event going on. The club was called Collection of Brothers, and then it was this whole group dedicated to uplifting and trying to keep Black men accountable for their schoolwork activities and things like that. It was really dope.
Damn, that is dope, bro. I wish we had that.
Yeah, it was at UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. It was dope. I mean, like
Okay.
I've met my my lifetime friends in that club, so it was a blessing in that.
Dope, man.
So they pushed me to start painting, and one of the first pieces, I don't know if you've seen it. Literally, it was supposed to be a gift for the winner. It was the Black woman. She's in all black, and she has a sort of faded orange, like a cream orange background. She has a crown, and there are hands surrounding her.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be the gift.
Yeah, I got like a bunch of your artwork right here pulled up. Okay.
Yeah. If you go to my Instagram, it's literally like it's at the very bottom. And
yeah, I'm literally on your IG right now. Yeah, man.
That was supposed to be the gift. I didn't finish it in time, so we got her something else. But I mean, after doing that, I just sort of I just kept going along with it, right? I just started painting more. I started just doing the work more, started putting in just like I just started putting the work in more as far as like what it would take to be an artist.
Yeah.
When I was in college and my friends had pushed me to do this art, it felt like that same sort of feeling I got from my fourth grade teacher, that sort of push, and it felt like, I don't know, maybe it was divine timing or whatever that is. And it felt like, oh, let me try to do this again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started painting again. I opened up like a mock website for people to order from, because I was just trying it out. And a few people had ordered, but I didn't give it much attention because I was still working as a bartender.
Okay.
I put it down for a couple years just to focus on bartending, just to get some money up.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic hit, and
it was time to switch the hustle up.
Man, when I tell you
about it, I know, I know all about it, bro.
And I'm sure it hit for a lot of people the same way. That pandemic hit, and while I was in the house, I'm thinking to myself, I need to do something. So I hit up my tablet, started drawing again, started putting in more sketches, started reading a lot more. I had a bunch of old books on my bookshelf. Just started picking them off, started reading, from cover to cover.
What type of books are you reading? Art books or just?
I'd say a good percentage of them were art technique books, but also there's an art business book that I got. There was an art marketing book. There was a few self-help books, just things of that nature. But a good percentage of them were art techniques, yeah.
Oh. But
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna try and get you back on what you were saying. I interrupted you. You know what I mean? I love books and stuff, so I always got a little curious real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm surprised is how helpful. Like, you don't think they're really helpful, right? You don't think a book be as helpful as it is once you finish it.
Bro, you surprising, bro. Like, I'm pretty much self-taught with photography, videography, with that type of stuff. Like, my major in college was mass communication, electronic media, and I'm minoring in business management. But like, so it was more journalism, but they taught us how to work a control room and stuff like that, and how to work like the big cameras for TV. But like the stuff I wanted to do, they didn't teach us that. It was just like journalism type style things, you know. But so yeah, everything I know, I just picked up books exactly how you did, about marketing, about the business of photography, the business of just all types of stuff like that. But yeah, man, you pick up a lot, man. They pick up a lot in them books. So like, I try and stay read up on different things. Though I don't really like those type of books, because you know it's like more like I'm forcing myself to get through information like in school again. You know what I mean? I'm more like books that make me, you know, to take me away type deal. You know what I mean? Like go deep in thought type deal, or just adventure books and stuff like that. All types of stuff. But yeah, those books aren't particularly my favorite, but they get the job done. If you really trying to like learn and get better at your craft and stuff like that, like you gotta read up and study like anything else, bro. I don't care what you're doing in this life. You gotta, if you want to be one of the best, you gotta study up on that shit. Like it's a job, like it's school, like it's training, like it's whatever, bro.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Very smart.
And to that, what you're saying, and that's the thing, right? You do have to read up on those things. And at the same time, I told myself, like, in order to get away, let me read a few fiction books, you know, to sort of refresh the sort of creativity or see a different perspective.
Yes, sir.
Of another creative, you know, because it's I think as an artist, it's very, in fact, it's almost frightening how quickly we can get caught up in our own world, and we think we can't learn how to see. We like another perspective won't really help, if that makes sense. I guess
it does, though. Like you gotta have things that bounce off what you learned, like growing up and stuff, like to expand your horizon, you know, for like a lack of a better term or words or whatever. But you gotta like challenge yourself, man. Like don't get complacent, because that's like I never want to be complacent. I feel like I'm wasting time.
Absolutely.
Complacent. But yeah, bro. Like I also noticed in your art that you focus on our skin tones and stuff like that, on our culture. And when I say our, I mean Black culture and stuff like that, you know, and which I find really dope, and one of the things that grabbed me, because I'm always trying to find like Black artists and creators, like even in fashion world, who make their own clothes and shoes and stuff like that. I think that's really dope, man, because we are the trend, you feel me? So we should be out here creating and building our own businesses in those worlds. And in the art world, bro, like I be trying to find paintings like that to go in my studio or my house or whatever. So that really caught my eye. Do you do that consciously? Is that something that you aim to do? Is there a reason behind it, or you just paint what you're just used to seeing? You know what I mean? Like what's around you. And I'm pretty sure you're around Black males and females, you know, and stuff like that. So is that on purpose or what?
It's on purpose. Like, I mean, like if I'm being as frank as possible, I'm just trying to make us look as dope as I think we are. Like, I mean, know, some of the most prolific people I've ever met were Black. Some of the coolest people were Black. And it's like
big facts.
The way I see it, a lot of the paintings that I grew up learning about had always depicted Black people in this sort of melancholic sort of tone,
Right.
or melancholy, I'm sorry. Or we were always servants. We were always in this sort of humble setting, which was cool, you know. And I
exaggerated too at times.
Yeah, you know. And I thought about when I learned about Renaissance paintings, you know. I'm like, yo, I don't see no Black people in these paintings. Was you know, I don't see that many. And so I'm like, one of the first biggest paintings I made was a Black man with the wave cap or the do-rag, and he had the brush on. And I'm like, this should be a Renaissance painting. This, you know, like, it should be something in a museum, because damn if it don't look like all the paintings I see, you know. And as far as concept goes, I know I need a lot of work on my technique, and that's in the works. You know, I'm gonna get better as I go. Right. But the whole concept was the series is called Within Our Elements, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm purposefully thinking of environments where the Black man feels most comfortable, right? Or he feels most empowered, or he feels most himself, right? And literally, the whole concept of that piece, or what influenced it, was there was this kid at UTA. Everybody was doing, like, you know, wave checking stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And so, like, there's this kid at UTA. I can't remember his name. There's a kid at UTA, and he got in the middle of a circle, everybody doing a wave check, and like, he had the cleanest waves, and everybody was just like cheering him on. And it was a small kid, like, he was a freshman, and he was small, and everybody was just cheering him on. Everybody was just.
That's what I love about our people, bro. Especially in environments, bro. Like, it ain't nothing doper than that. And other coaches just don't understand that. But that's like a thing, bro. Like, I got locks now or whatever, but for many, many years, you know, I kept a brush. I had to, you know what I mean? I had to do rags on and the stocking caps on, like, all the time, bro, because I had to have, you know, that beehive. I was trying to get the beehive. I wanted it, man. Everybody wanted in class in high school and junior high, just brushing. Just brushing all day.
Exactly.
Man, I love our people, bro. But bro, that era, that time, that was like what, like 2016 when everybody was doing that, like
2016, rolling into 17 just a little bit, wave checks.
Yeah, because that was my senior year in college, and it was like real big. So
yeah, and so like just alone, like you already got that feeling. You see what I'm saying? Like, just from thinking about it, and that's the sort of feeling I want to convey each and every time you see that piece, because we're moving into a new age, you know, and we have to adapt, and so does the art. Indeed. And I want those sort of feelings you get to really just to really influence other people, because we already know how it works for us. Right. And I want other people to see if they can. I want it to be translated well enough, or at least if you see it and you don't know, somewhere on the internet, or if you happen to follow me, enough, you'll see an interview or you'll see me explaining it, because I feel like people should know that in our culture that takes a lot of work and dedication. And you should be, it's a small win. I think it's a big win the way I paint it, but it's a small win. Yeah. You know how many days, weeks, every hour you have to keep that in check? You have to sleep on a silk pillow to keep that in check.
Like, you don't understand, bro. Like, it's really dedication, bro. Like, it is really dedication. Like, you have to, like, find the right grease. Like, you know what I mean? The right grease. Like, people, you just ain't getting any type of grease, bro. Like, you getting a very thick Like it's like
Yeah.
you might got to put it in the microwave about 2 seconds
Yeah.
just to get it loose enough to rub on there, bro. Yeah,
And
man.
if you rub too much, there you go. There goes the whole
Man, bro, you don't
the
even know.
crispness of it. Like it's really you have to get like a dollop. I'm talking like, and you can't just go like that.
Nah.
You know, that's
Oh no,
gotta,
what?
you see what I'm saying? It's
not putting gel in your hair to trying to get the mohawk and shit. Nah, that's a whole different thing right here. Like,
you know,
but I've seen dudes in school, like when girls not of our culture would walk up to them and like rub their head and just get mad as hell, bro. Like, and they just don't understand, like, what's wrong with you? And all the people at the table, all the black people at the table, like, bro, you tripping. You tripping. You tripping. Like, our culture is so beautiful, bro, because we just take, it be the smallest things. Folks can never understand really unless you in it. There are, like, granted, there are some white people that get it, that who grew up with us and were around us. There are some Mexican people that get it, Indian people, all across the whole human spectrum. They grew up around us and grew up in understanding. They even try and get waves. I've seen white boys with do-rags trying to get waves, bro. Yeah. And it's like, it's a beautiful thing, man. I just love our people. And that's what I love about your art, because it's really a reflection. Like, even with the grill, with it's the one of the mouth, you know what I mean? But it got the grill and it's like down or whatever at the bottom. I wish I can bring it up right now, bro. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Show me like just a few. That's the one you showed me just a few minutes ago, right?
Not that one. That one I just seen. I'm buying that hoe. But it was the other one. I'm pretty sure it's on your Twitter, bro.
The grill.
It might have been that one that I saw.
And he got a beanie on and the glasses, right?
Huh? Yeah.
He got.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see these. Bro, you be doing your thing, son. You be doing your thing.
I appreciate you. I try.
It's a lot, bro. I'm gonna bring it up like in the edit so everybody can see it. It'll be but that's right. But I'm looking at this.
I appreciate you,
bro. Like, this is our people, bro. Our black women, they all portray beautiful. Even the one with the kicks on and stuff, or the heels on, and just like showing them off, because that's our flair, that's our flash, man. Like, we, our clothes and our waves, the do-rags, it's just another extension of our personalities, man. And it's like another extension of our culture. And unless you in it and you understand, like, Black people are silenced in a lot of ways, but one thing you can't silence is our swag, man. It spews all over this earth. I don't care what corner of the world you go to, you're gonna find Black culture, whether it's hip hop, whether it's the clothes we wear, whether it's Air Force Ones going up and coming back, whether it's somebody wearing Timbs out there. Hey, who you know wearing Timbs out in England or like just for fashion, bro? Who did that?
Just for fashion.
You know what I mean? Like,
walking down the runway.
That's what I'm saying. Making J's hot like that, making the Yeezys hot like that. Man, like, we do this, and your paint and your artwork, it conveys that beautifully, man. And
thank you
for sure, man. Like, with what happened today, I don't know if you heard, but it's big.
Yeah.
Young Dolph got arrested dead. He got murdered today. And very sad situation. He left behind a beautiful Black family, kids, and all that right in the holiday season. It's never a good time, but this is obviously one of the worst, because the kids are happy, families coming around and everything. And that's going to be a big piece missing there, you know? So with that being said, the reason I was asking you about, you know, do you portray our people like this consciously? It's because, you know, the environment that we in that could allow something like this to happen. You know what I mean? A man in his own city, just like Nipsey Hussle in his own city, to a store or whatever.
Trying to get some cookies.
Trying to get some cookies, man. and
Just,
and this happens. So it's like, are you trying to help change the culture in any type of way? When you paint, are you thinking of events like this? Like not this one, of course, but it's been others in the past, like to help change the culture, because I think we all need to do, especially in creative spaces, we all need to do a part in trying to change our culture. Like it's a lot of us who are moving on. It is a new days and age, and we are more, especially since the Nipsey thing happened, we're starting to come together more, but I don't think we've come far enough. And I think creators, me included, you and all my other friends that do it or whatever, who are of our hue, our skin tone or color, do you try and change the mindset with your work, or is that going to be something that you might try and do in the future? Because I think art is a powerful tool in changing the thought of the youth, and it got to start with the youth to change all this violence that's going on and our mindset,
Absolutely. No, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, when it comes to my work, as I said before, all I'm trying to do is paint us in a way that I believe that we should be painted.
Right.
And whether it's in the most grandeur of settings, in the most vibrant of colors, in the most comfortable of settings, that's the way I believe we should be seen. And I think that in past paintings, there's been a good number of artists that sort of paint the same thing. They paint us in settings where, although they've influenced me, quite a bit, it's just I feel like we make the painting so palatable for other people to see, and so it's like, oh, that's the way they all are. That's the way, we understand Black people to be.
Yeah.
I know that I can push harder. I know that I need to learn more so I can push harder. But my intention whenever I paint is to always paint us in a light that Black people can be seen. Like whenever you think of a plant mom, or whenever I search plant mom, not to always bring race into it, all I see are white people on Google search. So when I created that piece, I'm like, there's a lot of Black women that I see doing this plant stuff,
A lot, bro. They love plants. My mama loved plants, bro. My grandma, my aunts. It's very hard to go into a Black woman's house and not see some plants. Some of them might be fake, but it's gonna be some real ones in there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm 100% with you on that.
I don't know, almost every woman I know has a plant that they're taking care of, and that takes work.
Right.
And I'm just trying to show appreciation for that, because that takes work. You're investing your time and energy into something like that. Same goes with KOTD, kicks of the day. There's a lot more women diving into sneakers. There's a lot more women sneakerheads, right? And I'm just sort of highlighting that, like, the woman who allowed me to use her likeness, I thank her for it, because all I saw was a really dope fit on Instagram, and I'm like, I didn't even know how to ask. I was just like, hey, is it cool if I use your likeness? Because I thought, like, literally the way you look is almost the epitome of what I think most women sneakerheads look like.
That a real woman?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was somebody you just made up or something. That's super dope, man.
Yeah, like I used her likeness in all honesty, so it's pretty much her. The other one, the one after her wasn't really a real woman, but I knew the first one. That inspiration hit in just the right way, that I was like, oh, I have to paint that specifically. Right. I had to paint her to kind of get an idea of how I want to continue along with the series, right? Because I didn't come up with the idea myself. It's only because I saw her and it was like, clicked. Right. It was very quick. I was like, oh, I need to hop on this idea while I still got it.
Yeah.
And so while I was working on it, that's when I developed the idea of continuing a series where I'm focusing on archetypes of the new age woman. Women who are, younger women who are taking care of plants, like they have full plant shops, women who are more into sneakers, women who are into gaming. For as long as women who have been into gaming, I'm gonna try to do a piece. I'm gonna do a piece on a gamer, a woman who's a gamer, and I'm trying to, flesh that out as I'm working on the pieces. But every time I work on it, and that's why I do series, because I want to tell a story. Each and every time I work on a series, it's me trying to highlight Black people in a light that you can see us in, because I feel like there's only so many archetypes that the other cultures or the other races see us in. We either in the hood, we either super incredibly smart but out of place or out of touch because we're incredibly smart.
Mm-hmm.
We're either an athlete because, given our natural affinity for it. It's we're not a monolith. Black people are so grand, we're so beautiful, we're so powerful. We can be anything that we want.
Talk your shit.
I'm just it's honest. I feel that way every day. We can be anything that we want.
It's facts, man. It's all facts. I'm not, man. I think I don't know how to say this without sounding like I don't even really care, bro.
Go ahead.
I think we the dopest people like that walk around this earth, bro. Like really, we affect every single thing, bro. American culture is pretty much Black culture, bro. Like the cool shit, all the shit that the world take and try and duplicate, all the commercials you see that they try and duplicate, the slang words that they putting in there now, it's like that is Black culture being stolen, or borrowed, if you want to say that, but it's just mainly stolen. They trying to be cool and cater to the kids. You know what I mean? Like I work in TV, bro. Like I see this shit all the time. They just take shit. Take this, I'm gonna take this word and put it in here. It's gonna get the kids. Everything in TV is based on a formula. Everything. It's all being studied. It's all being tracked. It's all being it's all being prepared to get you to buy stuff. And when I say they got this shit down to a science, they got it to a science. And who do they appropriate the most? It's our culture, because they know we create the cool. And when you got the cool, you can sell a product. When you get to sexy, or you take our swag and put it on a skinny white woman or something like that, it's gonna go off the shelf. Take a Kylie or whoever. Nothing against them. Nothing against the Kardashians. They doing their thing. I think Kim doing a great job with her Justice Reform thing with Kanye and all that. I respect it to the fullest. But bruh, that is Black culture wrapped up in white people, bro. And they make billions off this shit, bro. Billions.
And that's the thing, right? We often have to catch ourselves before we talk about how much we love our own people, how great we are.
And that makes me feel that, bro.
To say that it's no knock to other cultures when it shouldn't even be taken in that context. It's never a knock on other cultures unless spoken verbatim or spoken with the intent. It's never saying, oh,
it's never malicious.
It's never malicious. Oh, I love Black people so much and I think other cultures are trash. That's never the case.
Oh, no.
When we speak about our people, we're always saying that we love our people so much. We love what we create. We love what we bring to the table, because we do affect the culture in a massive way that I can't help but think that, we're the dopest people to walk on earth.
Right.
You know, it's nothing. It shouldn't be taken, and it always is, right? It shouldn't be taken in a sort of like superiority complex. It's never that. It's just when you're so in love with who you are and then others, it comes off naturally. Because why shouldn't you love who you are? Why shouldn't you love the color of your skin? Why shouldn't you love the people who look like you? And, you know, you're able to have moments, small little moments of like, you know, taking off your do-rag and you're like, oh, bro, how you do that, man? What's going on here? Or, you know, black woman's like, I don't know how to grow that plant. Can you teach me? It's little small things like that, right? That I think are incredibly beautiful and important to our own development as well as our culture's development. Because I think, and I don't mean to go on a tangent, I think in this culture, we move so quickly. We move so quickly in order to gain either a profit or some sort of ownership of something, that we forget the small things that really put a smile on our face. And then we don't process it long enough to really enjoy it. We immediately think of a profit or how do we gain a sort of a benefit from it. That's why you find so many people who are into hobbies and they're like, yo, you can make some money off that. That person doesn't have to make money off the hobby. I happen to like what I do and it's considered a hobby. And people like it well enough that they want to buy stuff from me. You know, I do have a dream of putting my work in galleries. I think my work should be in galleries. That's what I believe. Right?
I believe that as well. I don't know. I think we should make that happen, though, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Make that happen, bro. Shit.
But that's me. But you know.
No, yeah, I agree with you 1000%, and I think that's us trying to find that profit is. I think that's like kind of like stigmatism. Like our people through the generations have been, left out so much, have been taken advantage of so much that it's like now that we're coming into our own as American people. I'm not talking about all Black people because it's not the same in all Black cultures. You know what I mean? Africa, Nigeria and stuff, they been doing this for generations, been having money for generations and stuff like that. It's even Black families in America like that. But what I'm saying is in the totality of American Black people, I feel like it's that crab in a barrel mentality because we had to go without for so long and we have been left behind for so long. It's like now we're trying to crawl and get back to that starting line. You know what I mean? Like back to that point where we're on a even keel until we are comfortable, bro. Like until as a whole, people as a whole, until we are comfortable and we take control of our own stories and like you're doing in your artwork and portraying, and that's why I think it's so important for creators to tell our stories, to get out there and make, even Lil Boosie, bro, he making his own movies now. You might talk shit about him. Like,
oh, I did not know that.
Like they might not be great yet, but he's trying to tell his own stories, making his own money or whatever, and he's going to reinvest that back into things that's probably going to go into Black businesses. Because you can say what you want about Boosie, but he do a lot of shit like that don't get talked about or get told about. The stuff that his beliefs and stuff, that's on him. I don't feel the same way. I'm not condoning everything that he say, but I'm talking about just as the people using him as an example of how he's putting his own stories out there. He's creating his own, and he's not going to people for handouts or taking our swag and taking it to a different culture and letting them change it up and make money off of it. You know what I mean? Right. Like he's doing it. He's putting his money where his mouth is. And I think that's what we need to do until we get to that point where we're telling our own stories, we're building our own infrastructures and we're doing all that, then it's going to continue to be that crab in a barrel bucket because we're still asking for handouts. It might be bigger handouts now, not even like they're paying us bigger checks and it look more prestigious, but we still don't own nothing like
Yeah.
that really matters. Until we get to that level, even a playing field, then it's gonna be that crab in the barrel bucket, and we're gonna have these sad stories like Young Dolph. Like
Yeah.
that's that crab in the bucket, man. Where you see somebody else that got it. Not saying that this is what happened, but probably what happened is some beef in the street from back in the past. Young Dolph, whatever happened, and still a black man with a family that's out here making money and supporting other families, putting other people on, creating other jobs for black families in this city. And it's like you take that, like a Nipsey, like a Mo 3. You know what I mean? I can go on and on and on. And it's just like, it's so repetitive. And it's because the crab in the barrel mentality, and we're still not happy with ourselves because we know we truly don't own anything. We're still under the thumb of someone else. It might not be overt anymore, but it's still there. You know what I mean? And absolutely. I think until that changes, bro, we got a ways to go, but I think creators can go a long way in changing that because we do create our own art. We can tell our own stories. We can generate our own money, put on our own events, our own shows, and do all that type of stuff to put back into the community, to show kids of the younger generations that this is what you can do. Get on for yourself. You ain't got to be a rapper. You ain't got to be an NBA player. So many jobs. That's one of the reasons that I want to do this podcast, bro. To show true raw brilliance. Like you, raw brilliance. It's raw talent, bro. You know what I mean? Like you started doing this. You didn't go like to an art school. You know what I mean? You have schooling and stuff like that. But for the most part, you were reading books during the pandemic, putting yourself on. You know what I mean? Teaching yourself. Compounding on what you had already learned from even the time when you was in elementary, you know, and that's what it takes. It's avenues everywhere, man, to go get
absolutely
avenues everywhere, and it's no one specific way to do it. You got to find your niche, find your path, and attack it. Create a plan and go make it happen, man. It's probably not going to be successful right out the gate. Very few are, but if you stay dedicated, stay committed. Study up on it, read them books like Huey. Hey, the sky's the limit for us.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, man.
And I just want us to realize our potential. But we going up on these minutes, my boy, and I know you got to get up out of here, man. We're going to try and keep this down. But I want to ask you if I can get 2 more questions in, if that's all right with you, sir.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. All
right, cool. All right. Well, one, I want to know what's next for you. What's coming up? Your next, I guess, story or your next series, or if you do want to talk about it, if you do want to let people in on what's coming up next for Mr. Huey Dynamite.
All right, we'll do short term or do long term. Short term, I got this series that I'm working on where I'm doing more like Nike shoes, but I'm painting them as like spoilers. Like this next one, I'm putting some Nike Sakai's, like literally this one behind me, I'm putting some Nike Sakai's on him. And he's gonna be a black samurai.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of like, I don't know if you played Ghost of Tsushima, the PS 4 or 5 game.
Not yet. I'm not a big gamer, bro.
No, it's cool.
Yeah.
Literally the main character is named Jin Sakai. And so I'm like, Sakai, Nike Sakai's.
Yeah.
I decided to put them on them in Black Samurai. I'm also gonna do another one where I'm doing a black cowboy. So I'm gonna put some Nike boots on him.
That's up my alley, bro, because I'm literally a black cowboy.
Boy.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that up in the office, my dude.
Like I'm trying to find the perfect Nike boot to put on him, because after I seen The Harder They Fall, I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I need to do. Because I thought about that idea, but after watching the movie, it almost felt like it was a sign to actually follow through with it.
The Harder They Fall. Which one is that?
The movie with Oh my God, I just forgot her name. It just came out on Netflix. It was with all prominent Black actors, like and I'm terrible with names.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it because the name sounds so familiar, bro. But
You've seen it.
I probably
Well,
definitely seen it.
It's I'm so terrible with names. It was
Hold on.
Regina King, Keith Stanfield,
Oh
Idris
yeah. Okay, yeah. I definitely
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it. Yeah, I definitely seen it. Yeah, man, that's super dope, bro. Okay, so you got the Cowboys series coming up, and I can't wait for that one, bro. You know what I mean? You know, I do love some Black Cowboys shit, bro. I'm doing a documentary over Black Cowboys, actually.
Oh, word?
Yeah, man. So I'm serious when I say I'm gonna need that paint on the wall, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm gonna be in contact bugging your ass in your DMs, like, hey, say, bro, that painting ready yet? What's up?
Now I'm telling you, it's gonna be ready before the end of the year. I'll tell you that much. Like it's really in the works. As soon as I finish up this one, and I'm on after Vegas, which was my vacation, I'm on a set like schedule of just like working nonstop because I got a lot of stuff that I'm gonna unveil long term. I'll tell you this much. I don't know, some way I'm getting me a studio and I'm gonna have an art show next year. So stay tuned on for that. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a videographer. I'm gonna have a whole event. So
shit, my boy. If you need any help with that, holler at me because you definitely need to make that happen for sure. You definitely need to make that happen.
I'll hit you up. Say less. I'll hit you up.
For sure, man. But my last question is really for you.
Mm-hmm.
But can you tell my listeners where they can get your work at, where they can find you, where they can get in contact with you? Yeah. I just need my people to know how to reach you and get this dope ass artwork, man.
Got you. For all the listeners on to this podcast, it's Huey Dynamite on all social media platforms. Huey, like Huey from the Boondocks, so Huey, and Dynamite, like Black Dynamite, so Dynamite, Huey Dynamite. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I just got on TikTok, so I'm trying to work that in. I might not be, I just got into it. It's new to me. I'm not. Funny enough, I used to edit videos all the time when I was in high school, but it's been so long that I'm still like, it's for me, TikTok is a lot and I'm still figuring it out. So I'm not on there as much, but if you want to follow me, I promise I'll put more stuff up. I promise I'll put more stuff up, but Facebook as well. And there might be YouTube in the future. When I get this studio, there will be YouTube in the future. So, but in the meantime, it's Huey Dynamite on all social platforms.
There you have it, people. Huey Dynamite, all social media platforms. Go check him out. I promise you will not be disappointed. He got some art that you need to hang up on your wall. Support Black art, support Black business, and let's get to it, man. Let's be better. Let's support one another, man. But I thank you, sir, for coming on here, giving me your time, sharing your time with me. And man, I want nothing but the best for you, man. I want to see you really succeed and grow, bro. So anything I can do at all, and I truly mean this. I tell people this, and I mean every bit of it. Hit me up. I work in different fields and stuff. Is anything I can do to help, man? I'm here to support, bro. Like, and I mean that shit. So you got my social, already sent you my number and shit. So yeah, bro, just tap in with your boy, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get.
I got you, man. I appreciate you having me onto the show, man. And say less because, I mean, I really want to meet up with as many people in different cities. Because I stay in Dallas and I've been doing this I've been trying to do this thing since summer started of just traveling. So, I mean, in Austin, I mean, like, there was a person who hit me up. There was a Black owned gallery in Austin that I had just heard about.
Yes, it is.
Like I figured one time I'll make a trip down to Austin, and then sure we can link up, and then
yeah, man, like tap in. I was trying to throw a art show right before the pandemic hit, and it kind of messed everything up. I was gonna do it around South by Southwest or whatever, and then everything got shut down. The whole weeks got shut down or whatever, and they canceled everything. So, but I'm definitely gonna do it again, and I'm just, you already know I'm gonna hit your live, bro. You already know.
Right on.
Yeah. I love art. I love Black artists. Keep doing your thing, bro. Keep on being dope. And on that, everybody, Mr. Huey Dynamite, we thank you. And yeah, so y'all tune in. We're gonna be back every Tuesday. Y'all know it's a new episode coming. I am your boy, Master J, man. Y'all gonna see the social medias down at the bottom as always. Tap in with us, follow, like, share the artwork, the platforms and all that, man. But we up out this thing, man. I appreciate y'all.